Hello guys, it's the Christmas season and it's the end of the year. I hope you had an amazing year, because for me I had an amazing year both in the market and in my personal life. It's been an amazing year so far. There were lots of ups and downs, but I'm thankful that I was able to end the year on a very high note. Of course, I had 2 months where I actually didn't make money. One of those months I was at break even, and then the other months I was down 1% minus 1%. And I'm just thankful that at the end of the year I closed with a significant amount of profit. I'm thankful and I give all the glory to God. And I hope you also had an amazing year. If you didn't, it's not all that bad. I mean, in the beginning it's always difficult. All successful traders at some point were losing traders, but what did they do differently? You want to figure out what you do wrong and try as much as possible to fix that. Is it that you are impatient in the market? You want to fix that. Is it that you don't have your risk management under control? You want to fix that. Is it that you don't journal? Because journaling is very important. Now, what journaling does to your trading is that it over time shows you what you are doing wrong and what you should work on. You understand? You need to keep improving on what you are doing wrong. You need to eliminate what you are doing wrong, and that's what is going to take you from the stage where you're struggling phase to at least a break-even phase. Then from a break-even phase you can now move to a profitable stage. You need to understand that forex trading is a probability game. All right, so you need to stack the odds in your favor. Now, what do I mean by that? If you have a proper risk management in place, then you'll be able to manage your losing trades effectively. Now, what I mean is, let's say you have a 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio on all your trades, right? Let's say maybe you're risking 1% or 0.5% or 2% per trade, whatever you are risking per trade. So you want to make sure that, okay, you are consistent with your risk and you are consistent with your trading style. So even if you go through a drawdown, eventually you are going to come back to break even and close with a profit. All right, so you cannot be guessing your risk in the market. So let's say, okay, you're risking 0.5 on your profitable trades, and then on your losing trades you are risking 2% of your account. You can never be profitable trading that way. So you want to understand your strategy, you want to understand your edge in the market, you want to understand your sweet spot, your comfort zone in the market, and then you want to put risk on that. All I'm just trying to say in essence is, guys, it's the end of the year. So while we are celebrating, you also want to make preparations for 2024. You don't want to keep repeating what you've been doing throughout this year, 2023. You don't want to keep repeating that in the new year. So guys, it's time to reflect. It's time to go back to your trading journal. It's time to dig deep and look at what you've been doing wrong and try to fix that in the new year to prevent you from making the same mistakes you've been making throughout this year, next year. I hope that makes sense. So today's analysis, I'm not going to be showing you trading opportunities for next week. We are just going to be reviewing what has happened so far this year and what we should be expecting in the new year, which is 2024. So basically, I'm just going to be showing you the bigger picture in the market. So first of all, let's start with DXY as usual, and let's look at how we performed in the last year. How we performed so far in this year 2023. So as you can see, I'm on the 12-month chart. So this simply means the 1-year chart, right? So this is the yearly candle. So each of these candles you see here actually takes 1 year to actually form. All right, so this is the DXY, and you can see this is the year 2023, and you can see that we had a bearish year this year. I mean, you can tell by the candlestick. This is a red candlestick, right? So red in my case is a bearish price action. So you can see that we actually closed the year, or we've not ended the year, right? So today is the 23rd of December 2023. So far we are bearish for the year, and I'm expecting it to close as a bearish candle. So let's see how we've performed in the past 6 months. But before we go there, if you look at DXY, of course, structurally we are still up. I mean, this is a higher low. We had a higher high, even though we saw this rejection, right? So at some point I'll be expecting a higher low and then a higher high. So overall we are still in a bullish trend, and of course, by default, need to look at bullish continuation at some point, but that doesn't mean on a smaller time frame we can't take advantage of the bearish push to the downside, right? So let's look at how we performed in the last 6 months. So in the last 6 months, first of all, if we look at this structurally, like I mentioned on the yearly time frame, price is in a bullish trend, high, higher low, higher high. I'm expecting for price to fall into this 6-month neckline here. I mean, you can see the double bottom price created here before shooting to the upside, right? So we have a double bottom, price broke out of the neckline, and now looks like price is coming back down to retest that neckline before we continue higher. All right, so this is what I am looking at the moment. But if within next year price keeps pushing down and we break below the neckline, then I'll be expecting price to continue falling to the downside. But as it stands now, I'm actually expecting for price to come into the 6 months neckline of this double bottom, right? It'll pull back into that neckline before we continue higher. Now let's look at the last 3 months. But before we go to the last 3 months, you can see that for the past 18 months, because we are still on the 6 months time frame, so this is 6 months, this candlestick is 6 months, and this is 6 months also. So for the past 18 months, price has been bearish. Price has been bearish. I'll still be expecting that bearish continuation until we come into this neckline. Now let's go to the monthly time frame. Sorry, the 3 monthly time frame, right? So this is the 3 monthly time frame. So each of these candlesticks represent 3 months of price action. Now you can see this current 3 months candlestick here. You can see it's a bearish engulfing candlestick engulfing this previous 3 monthly candlestick, right? So I'll be expecting at least the next 3 months of next year to be bearish. So that will be January, February, March, at least. So you see me projecting the next 3 months of price action, the next 3 months of price action. But for that to happen, if we go to the monthly time frame and the weekly time frame, you will see that we have a strong support level that price has to break below before that happens. So if we fail to break below that level, which I'm going to show you very soon, then maybe price may just have to twist and turn and continue trading upward from here. But if we can break that level, then in the next 3 months, I'll be expecting to see a bearish dollar. All right, so remember, this is the dollar index. So basically, if dollar index is bearish, then Euro USD will be bullish, GBPUSD will be bullish, USDCHF will be bearish, right? AUDUSD will be bullish. I hope that makes sense. So now let's go to the monthly time frame. So on the monthly time frame, if you've been following this channel for quite some time, you remember I started calling a bearish dollar from the end of October 2022. You can go back to that video. I think the last video for the month of October 2022. So you can go back. It's right there on YouTube. This is the video up here. You can click and go watch it. So I started calling bearish dollar from the top, and we've been bearish ever since. So now that we're on the monthly time frame, price has to break below this current support, because this is a strong support that has been tested multiple times. Even around here recently, price had found it difficult breaking and closing below that support zone. So we have to break below this support zone for us to be able to fall all the way down into the 6 months zone here. But no doubt, price has been super bearish. Even after the close of last month, I called your attention to the fact that I'll be expecting a bearish dollar for the month of December, and that was exactly what we got. Now, if we go to the weekly time frame, on this weekly time frame, price is currently sitting comfortably on this trend line. So you see why I said for us to drop into the 6-month neckline, then we have to break below this weekly trend line and this monthly and weekly support right here. And also we need to break below the 0.7 Fibonacci retracement level. We need to break and close below it. So if I see a weekly candlestick break and close below this trend line, below this support, and below this 0.78 fib level, then guys, that's my confirmation that price is going to fall into this 6-month neckline. Remember, this is the higher time frame. If we go to the lower time frame, this is a huge drop to the downside. Lots of money to be made here, lots of money. Now let's go to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, you have to be very patient for this to play out. Remember this trend line from the weekly time frame. This is the first touch, second touch, and now price is right there for the third touch, and you can see how weak we close for Friday. So I won't even be surprised that next week, which is the last week for the year, or let me say the last trading week for the year, which I'm not going to be trading in, because if you look at the fundamentals, there are no major news for the last week of this year. So traders will be going for vacation and stuffs like that. I mean, those guys that actually don't move the market. So I don't want to be trading. In fact, I stopped trading since last 2 weeks. I didn't place any trade last week, even though the market moved significantly. I didn't think it was going to. My strategy still ended up playing out, but I stopped trading. Sorry, early this week, rather. Early this week. I stopped trading early this week. So, yeah, price is on that trend line, and you can see how Friday closed with such a weak candlestick. So I won't be surprised if we play around, at least for the last part of the year. If we play around, what I mean is we'll see some kind of bullish retracement. I'm not talking about a significant bullish retracement, but I'll be expecting price to sustain above this trend line before we eventually break below, maybe in the early parts of January and stuffs like that. I hope that makes sense. Like I said, I'm not here to give you trading opportunities for next week. I'm just here to show you what has happened throughout the year and what we should be expecting, at least in the first quarter of the new year. All right, so once again for the first quarter of the new year, I'm expecting a bearish dollar. All right, so now next on my list is USDCHF. USDCHF, let's check out the yearly candle. Whoa, on USDCHF, price is going to keep falling. Price is going to keep falling. I mean, can you see this massive bearish engulfing candlestick with which we close for the year 2023? This is the 12 monthly time frame, so each of these candlesticks represent 1 year. All right, so we're super bearish for the year 2023. You can see it just by looking at this candle, massive bearish engulfing candle. Now let's check out the 6 months time frame. Now on the 6-month time frame, you can see for the past 18 months, price has been super bearish, super bearish. So my first target is 0.82971, and if we break below that, we're going to keep falling to the downside. Let's check out the quarterly candlestick. That means the 3 monthly candlestick. So what can you notice first of all? What chart pattern can you easily spot here? You can see a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, and price has broken below the neckline with such an impulsive bearish engulfing candle. So like I said, I'll be expecting price to at least drop into 0.82971 area on the quarterly time frame, which is the 3 monthly time frame. Now let's go to the monthly time frame itself. So on the monthly time frame, if I squeeze out the chart, you can see this chart pattern on a higher time frame is very massive. You don't want to overlook it. So left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline taken out. Guys, I tell you for free, 0.82971 is the next target. Let's go to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, if you've been watching this channel from 2022, you'll remember that I started calling USDCHF bearish after I spotted this particular weekly candlestick. This is a screenshot on your screen right here. I sent out this chart on the Telegram group, and ever since, price has been bearish. Price broke out of the neckline, created a new lower low here, breaking below this low, went back to retest that structure, retested the trend line, retested the previous support, turning it into resistance, and boom, price has been falling ever since. So guys, like I've been mentioning, 0.82971 price is definitely coming there. If you like, go and start doing something else. It's none of my business. I've already told you what's going to happen in the market, and this is what I'm expecting, at least for the first quarter of next year. Now, if we come to the daily time frame, price is super bearish. I started calling a bearish USDCHF from here. I think that was a few weeks ago when price was trading around here. If we break and close below this trend line on the 4-hour time frame, then I will be expecting price to continue pushing all the way down. Though my initial target was at this zone, but price has clearly taken out that zone, so I'll be expecting continuous push to the downside. But maybe for the end of the year, we may see some kind of retracement, right? Maybe probably into this area here. Let me put a line there so that you can see that, probably into this area here, maybe around 0.86924 area before price continues into 0.82971 area. So that's USDCHF in a nutshell. Now let's look at Euro. Euro is the only thing I'm going to be trading for now. But let's look at the yearly time frame. So guys, before we continue, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, first of all, I want to appreciate you guys for sticking with me throughout the past year. I mean, I started this channel around August of 2022, so we are just a little over a year now, and I actually didn't think this channel is going to like grow to this level it is at the moment. This is just me sharing my passion. I'm not about whether this channel is growing or whatever, but I just want to put out my story out there and try to improve the quality of information that we have on the Forex on the internet space for now, because I see so many people spreading informations that are not as deep as I want it to be, right? And these guys they're massive on the YouTube space, on the social media space, and they don't really go as in-depth as I want them to go with developing traders. I mean, you just come and you just teach something that is not in-depth, that has no reason, that has no story behind it. You just come and you just say whatever you want to say. They just say whatever they want to say because they know they are going to get the views, and they benefit from affiliate links. And I don't want to go into all of those things, right? So I don't even mind how fast I'm going or how slow I'm going, right? But one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to implement next year, is not even because I want my social media platforms to grow, but I want to give out more. I've been giving out. I usually don't talk about this because I come from a background, so that's where my conservativeness comes from. I'm not used to, letting the world know that I've done this or done that. I've bought accounts for people. I have done so many things. I'm thankful I'm in the position to be able to do that, and that's me trying to give back to the community, to like build them up so that they can in turn reward and uplift others, right? So I'm going to be doing more of that this year. I'm going to be investing heavily back into the community. Sorry, I said this year. I'm talking about next year. And another thing I'm going to be introducing next year is, I'm going to be showing you my third party trade performance tracker. So what I basically mean by third party is my trade performance is going to be connected to a different server that tracks all my performance. So if I have a losing week, I'll be showing you. When I have a winning week, I'll also be showing you. I just want to show you what is possible in the market. I want to differentiate myself from what others do. They just come online and they will tell you they did this, they did that, but no proof. The proof they only show you is an empty for trading results. Maybe they just place one trade with an outrageous lot size, and they will just come and show you that, okay, this was the money they make. They don't come and show you what they lost in the market. All right, so these third-party tracking platforms will show you your trade history, not just if it's a 7-day trade history, of course it's going to show you, but I mean, it's going to show your performance since you've been trading that particular account. I hope that makes sense. So it's going to be showing your performance since you've been trading that particular account. So if you started that account 7 days ago, it's going to show your performance. If you started it like 12 months ago, if you've been trading that account for like 12 months, it's going to show your performance across those 12 months. You can't edit it since it's third party, right? So from next year, I'm going to implement that in my weekly analysis. So if I have a losing week, you are all going to know. When I have a winning week, you are all going to know, and you are going to see the history. You're also going to even have the link. I'll give you the link so you could even just go verify for yourself. So I just want to be able to differentiate what is real from what's not, starting from 2024. But enough with that. Let's go back to the analysis. Euro USD. Euro USD for the year is obviously closing with a bullish candle. All right, this is a 12 monthly time frame, so each of these candlesticks represent 1 year of price action. So you can see that price is closing bullish for the year with just by looking at this particular candlestick. So let's go to the 6 months candle. So on the 6 monthly candlestick, you can see for the past 18 months we've seen more bullish price action. You can just tell by the candlesticks, but I think price is coming for this trend line here. So maybe if price taps into this trend line, it's going to fall. But if we break above, then we'll continue to the upside here. Why do I think price is going to tap into this trend line and probably fall? It's simply because if you look at the size of these bullish candlesticks, they are not as big as the bearish ones. So which means we still have more sellers in the market. So these buys may just be temporal. Let's see how that play out. But my first target is going to be into this trend line. You are going to see clearly on the monthly time frame. But before we go to the monthly time frame, let's look at the quarterly time frame. Now on this 3-month time frame, you can see for the past 3 months, we look set to be closing the last 3 months of the year with a bullish engulfing candle. I mean, this candle engulfs the previous candle, right? And price is closing above this support level here. So for the first 3 months of next year, which is 2024, I'll be expecting to see price come into this trend line. So let's see how that play out. Now let's go to the monthly time frame. On the monthly time frame, price is also closing the month of December, which is on a strong note. You can see the bullish candle with which we are closing the month of December. So from what we've seen from the yearly candle, the 6-month candle, the quarterly candle, and all of that, on this monthly candle, I'll still be expecting to see price push to the upside. However, if you come to the let's go to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, price is presently at a resistance level. All right, so for the last week of the year, I'll be expecting to see price just do some kind of a pullback. All right, I don't know how significant that pullback is going to be, but it's either we see a bearish pullback, maybe price drop to the downside a little, or we just play around, maybe range for a bit before in the new year we start trading higher. But my next immediate target for Euro USD is 1.12441. All right, that's my next immediate target for the first few weeks of next year. Of course, I'm going to come with a more in-depth analysis in the first week of January, so watch out for that one. Now let's quickly look at GU. GU is currently looking like Euro USD, but let's go to the yearly time frame. Let's see what will look like on the yearly time frame. So you can see for the past couple of years, like since the 17th of January, right, price has been moving sideways. You can see bullish, bearish, bullish, bullish, bearish, bearish, bullish. So it looks like price, since we are in the range, and now that we've closed the year of 2023, or now that we look set to close the year 2023 on a bullish note, so we may also target this region here. But of course, if we go to the lower time frames, we still have some roadblocks that we need to watch out for. Now let's go to the 6-monthly time frame. Let's see what will look like. So this second half of the year looks like we're closing with a dodgy candle, right? And that indicates a tug of war between buyers and sellers. So we could come down or we could keep pushing higher. But before we decide what direction price is going to take, let's look at the quarterly time frame. So on the quarterly time frame, if I do this, you will notice that price looks to be closing above the previous quarter, right? So which is a bullish engulfing candle, so which means price is engulfing the body of the last quarter, right? So which means we are closing on a high note, and by default I should be expecting a continuous bullish price action. Now let's go to the 1 monthly time frame. You can see we're also closing the month of December on a bullish note, so I could be expecting a continuous push to the upside. Into where? Let's go to the weekly time frame. So just like I did on the Euro USD, my initial target will be here for GBPUSD should price continue higher. My initial target will be 1.30947. That will be my initial target. All right. I'm not here to show you what you should be doing next week. I'm just trying to show you the bigger picture of how we are closing for the year and what we should be expecting in the new year. I've said that enough already in this video, so I'm not going to be going to the lower time frames. Now let's look at AUDUSD. AUDUSD, let's see how we closed for the year 2023. We are closing with a dodgy candlestick. And when I see dodgy candlesticks, you know, first of all, they indicate indecision in the market, buyers and sellers in a tug of war, right? Both parties are willing to share the spoils, so no winner. Now, but when I also see this, because price is bearish, so this tells me that, okay, buyers are beginning to step into the market. Sellers are getting tired of pushing price downward and buyers are stepping into the market. So I'll be expecting to see price at least shoot to the upside for a bit, even if we're going to continue downward at some point. But for the first part of next year, I'll be expecting a bullish AUD USD. Now let's look at the 6 monthly time frame. So you see the 6 monthly time frame, we are closing with a bullish candlestick. All right, I'm not saying price is about to now start rallying all the way to the upside. Overall, we are still in a downtrend. All right, but at least we need a direction to trade in the new year, and for now I'll be expecting a bullish continuation on AUD USD. Now if we go to the quarterly time frame, you can see that on this 3 months time frame, look at this massive double bottom here forming, massive double bottom forming on the 3 monthly time frame, which is the quarterly time frame, right? So, and also spots this massive bullish engulfing candle engulfing the previous quarter. So what should you be expecting next year? My first target on this monthly time frame, on this 3 monthly time frame, will be here. All right, but I know that's a big ask. All right, so we're going to take things one step at a time, and I'm always available week in, week out to like tell you what I think is going to happen next in the market. Now let's go to the 1 month time frame. Now on the monthly time frame, I have this trend line. I even called your attention to this trend line above in my last video. Price has tested that trend line multiple times, so I'll be expecting for price to at least come back into that trend line once again before we decide if we're going to break above it or we're going to trade to the downside. So you can see we've seen 2 solid months of bullish price action. I'll expect that bullish continuation to continue into that monthly trend line. Now let's check out the weekly time frame. Price has broken out of this trend line, but price is at a resistance here, so we could see maybe an initial sideways movement or a mini pullback before we break above to the upside. But the trend line above this, which is this monthly trend line, is still my target before we start trading below, or if we break above it, then we'll look at another zone as our next potential target. All right, so that's my bigger picture on AUD USD, and our time is fast spent, so I'll just call it a day on AUD USD. Remember, I'll be back here, though I'll be traveling. I need to go rewind a bit. I need to go on the vacation. I need to go and give myself a treat. And it's the end of the year. I mean, they said all work and no play makes completes the sentence. You get the point. So once again, guys, I want to call your attention to the fact that if you're still a struggling trader, just try to go back in time. Try to look back. Try to sit back and reflect on what are you doing wrong? What can you improve on? Do you need mentorship? If yes, then by all means go get mentorship, either with me or with anybody else that you trust. Then if you already have mentorship, because another common mistake I see with beginner traders is they purchase a mentorship and they don't do what they are being taught or being told to do in that mentorship. They still go back into the market and keep repeating the same mistake. It's just like you trying to lose weight, then let's say you employ the services of a personal trainer, and that personal trainer is telling you, okay, don't eat around 10 p.m. in the night, don't eat this, don't eat that, don't do this, don't do that. But you still see many people go against their personal trainer's instruction. They go and they eat by 10 p.m. and then 3 months down the line, 5 months down the line, they be like, my private trainer is whack, I need to get another one. So in trading, that's you jumping from strategy to strategy.